Hey you guys, it's Alyssa. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 tips for how I keep my work clothes looking crisp, clean, and in tip-top shape each and every day. So if you're interested, be sure to keep watching. Hey you guys, it's Alyssa. For those of you who are new here and for those of you who are returning, welcome back. You guys know that I love to talk about all things related to my life in corporate America. So today I wanted to share with you all my tips for how I keep my work clothes looking neat and clean each and every day. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the alert notifications so that you never miss a video. If you're not already, follow me on social media. And with that, we can go ahead and get right into the video. So before I even get into the tips, I just want to give a little background as to why I think it's so important to really take care of your work clothes. As I think about my life in corporate America and I think about what it means to be a young Black woman in these corporate spaces, I think that it's so important to make a good impression whenever you can. And I think taking care of your clothes makes a huge difference in the way that people perceive you and ultimately the way that you feel about yourself each and every day when you show up. This certainly took me some time to learn and I don't think I know it all yet. So as I walk through these tips, if there's anything that I forgot to mention that you use to keep your work clothes looking good, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm always here to learn more and I love learning from you all. So with that, we can go ahead and get started with tip number 1. So the first tip that I have for you all is taking the time to go get your clothes dry cleaned. For the longest time, I would not go get my clothes dry cleaned. I didn't understand the purpose of it. I didn't understand why I would spend more money to go do it. But the older I've gotten, the more I realize how important it is to get your clothes dry cleaned. Now, what I will say is not every clothing item needs to get dry cleaned, but some items that I typically take to the dry cleaners are my work pants, sweaters, or any sort of garments that I feel are a bit more delicate in nature, or if I get a stain on something that I am not comfortable trying to get out myself, like oil or some sort of wine or coffee stain. I think the dry cleaners is great for that. Also, in my experience, the dry cleaners is really not that expensive. I think for a typical shirt, it might run you anywhere from $5 to $10. I will post a picture for you all of one of the recent dry clean receipts that I got. It literally cost me $13.90 for 2 different garments. And a lot of times the dry cleaners, they'll usually go the extra mile just to make your clothes look a little bit cleaner. And I just think the investment is so small for what you get in the long run. But I'm interested to know what you all think. Do you think the dry cleaners are worth it, or are you more for doing everything at home? My next best tip is make sure to take the time to read the tag directions that come on your clothes. I mean, for the longest time, I did not realize like the tags on the inside actually do make a difference. And for the most part, I used to just throw everything in the wash. At best, I would separate by colors, but there's so much more to these fabrics sometimes, especially when you're investing in quality pieces. It really goes a long way to follow the instructions. So I have this top right here from Express. At first glance, you might just think, let me throw it in the wash with everything else, I'll dry it with everything else, and it should be just fine, which maybe for 1 or 2 washes it would be, but over time, those things do start to make a difference. So if I pull the tag out of here, and as I take the time to read it, you will see that it says, do not tumble dry, lay flat to dry. So this means that when it comes out of the wash, you do not want to put something like this in the dryer because it will start to damage your clothes over time. We have a long garment rack that sits out near the washer and dryer, and so as soon as things come out of the washer, I'll put them on to a hanger, I'll put them up to dry, and I mean, it takes less than 24 hours and it keeps them just in really good condition. So definitely make sure you're following instructions. I think the most common instructions are to lay flat when dry, don't wash with certain colors, do not use bleach on certain garments. So making sure to follow those instructions makes all the difference in the world. The third tip that I have for you all is make sure that you're taking the time to iron and steam your clothes. I promise you all, for almost my entire life, I never ironed my clothes. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I would not do that, but it wasn't until the last guy I dated. I mean, he would iron everything, but the way that it made a difference in his clothes and his presentation, I just had to steal it. Like, it was such a good idea. I don't really love ironing. I much more prefer steaming, so I got this steamer some years ago, and I've been using it ever since. It's great. All you do is plug it in, fill it up with some water, and you can steam your garments. I love this also because it's great for when you're on the go. You guys know I travel a lot, so depending on what garments I'm bringing with me, I will bring this steamer. I just love the way that my clothes look when they're freshly pressed. Like, wrinkles are not cute. If your outfit's a 10, I think that wrinkles will take your outfit easily down to a 7 or 6 at best. So it doesn't take a lot of time to do. I know it's not always the most convenient thing, but the way that it makes you feel when you're done, I mean, I can't explain it. I will be sure to put the Amazon link for this steamer in particular in my description box. And I think you can honestly get whatever steamer or iron you want, depending on your preference. Bring it with you on the go when you need to. I promise you, it'll take your clothes from like 0 to hero. The next tip I also got from the last guy I dated. He took a lot of pride in the way that he looked, but I learned a lot from him, and a lint roller is like one of the cheapest but best investments you can ever make. I've definitely used a lint roller before, but for the most part, I would only use a lint roller when my clothes got to the point where like you pretty much had to lint roll them. But now I will lint roll almost anything, and I keep one at home. I also keep one at work. It's really easy, very convenient. You know, all you gotta do is roll a little bit. The lint roller will catch everything. It takes me like 5 seconds to lint roll. I've actually come to really like my relationship with my lint roller, and I would highly recommend that each of you keep a lint roller at home, keep one at your office, keep one in your purse or in your car. They also have the small little mini lint rollers, so whenever you're on the go or if you forget to do it when you're at home, you have options. The last piece of advice that I'll give that I think supersedes all the other tips that I mentioned in this video is investing in quality pieces. I cannot stress this enough. I know that a lot of people may not have the money or the means or the resources to drop $100 or $200 on every piece of clothing item that they buy. I get it. I personally would not do that either. But I think getting away from the Fashion Novas, the Pretty Little Things, the Forever 21s, and stepping up your game a little bit makes all the difference. A lot of times the quality of those garments are like rags, so when you put them in the washing machine or you just wear them a few times, they do not hold up well at all. And I think more than spending a bunch of money on items that will last you a few months or maybe 1 or 2 seasons, it's so much more important to me at this point in my career to just save up a little money and to invest in pieces that are made with fabrics that really go a long way. So your cottons, your cashmeres, your wools, your satins. At the end of the day, I think the way to kind of think about it is, would you rather invest a bunch of money in clothing items that are only going to last you 1 or 2 seasons, or would you rather spend more money on less clothing items, but you know that you'll get the chance to wear them for many seasons, different occasions, and they'll just ultimately stand the test of time? Personally, I do think that everyone should look at their wardrobe as an investment. I think a lot of times clothing items can be seen as this frivolous expense, and I do think in a lot of ways it can be that. But overall, I would say that if you take yourself seriously and you take your brand seriously in the workplace, investing in those clothing items and those pieces, it's so worth it to me in the end. Some of my favorite places to shop for quality clothing items are J. Crew, Mango, Express, and Zara. With that being said, if you all are looking for some inspiration for clothing items that I consider to be quality pieces, and or how you can style some of the pieces that you already have in your wardrobe, definitely be sure to check out my spring lookbook video that I recently posted. I think you guys will find that video to be extremely helpful, and just to give you some good ideas for how to mix and match items in the workplace and make yourself look fashionable each and every day. So I hope you all found this video to be helpful. If you did, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to subscribe for more career content and lifestyle vlogs. Turn on the alert notifications so that you never miss a video. If you're not already, make sure to connect with me on social media. I love chatting with you guys in my DM, and I love getting you all's feedback on new topics to film. So once again, if you all have any tips for how you keep your work clothes tip-top shape, definitely be sure to let us know down in the comments. I can't thank you enough for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.